A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
We take you now to Duffy's Tavern.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Where do you like meat to eat? Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Tonight, Jinx Pork and Bite. Cover girl, swimmer, movie actress, tennis star. Yep, she's packed to the hilt with talent. And boy, what a hilt. Yeah, lovely face, Duffy. You know, the kind of a girl you'd like to have for a sister. Only if she was, you'd wish she wasn't. Yeah, but tonight I got other things on my mind, Duffy. Huh? Well, look, now that we're closing up the joint, I might just as well tell you that I'm quitting. Huh? Well, look now. For 15 years, you have worked me like I was a dog. You treated me like the dirt on your feet. You bawled me out like I was a thick-headed jerk. You paid me wages that even a moron wouldn't work for. Huh? Well, I got my own reasons for quitting. Now, look, Duffy, please, do not argue. Tears and lamentation will get you nowhere. Well, I gotta go. Huh? I bid you bon voyage, sir. Don't bother me now, Eddie. I got to check this ad for trypographical errors. Let's see. Available. High-class Maestro D Hotel. Harvard graduate. Also some high school. Wonderful executive. I wonder if I spell it. Yeah, that looks all right. E-C-K-X. Z-E-C-K-Z. Y-O-U-U. No, I think I got one diphthong too many. Hey, Eddie.
Yes?
How do you spell executive?
Executive? E-X-E-C-U-T-I-V-E.
Eddie, leave us not guess, shall we?
I'm sorry. But you really going to leave this place, Mr. Archer?
Yep, Eddie, the casters died. I already told Duffy. And boy, what a relief, you know. For the first time in 15 years, I feel freedom coursing through me veins. Yes, sir, Eddie, when I leave this job, I'll be walking on air.
And living on it, too.
Don't worry, I'll do okay. I've learned a lot from working for that dirty miser.
You have?
Yes, sir. Next time a boss tells me I'll only have to work 80 hours a week, 6.5 days for $15, brother, I'll get it in writing. When I think how that Duffy has pushed me around, well, I don't have to tell you, Eddie. You know how much I've taken from him.
And without getting caught, too. Miss Archer, how you happen to come to work in this gastronomical Alcatraz in the first place?
I was a dope, Eddie. I let that Duffy soft soap me into it. What a picture he painted. Archie, someday this place will be all yours. I ain't gonna live forever. Promises. Empty promises.
He let you down, huh?
Yep. How'd he suck you into coming here?
Well, I was just an inexperienced country boy at the time, and when Mr. Duffy told me the hours and the pay, I thought it was a good job.
Come on, Eddie, quit kidding. What keeps you here?
Well, as a matter of fact, see, I kind of like this place.
Huh?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just a sucker for bright lights and the crunch of petrol.
Yeah, I know how you feel, Eddie. There is certain things about this joint that does get under your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah? The soft swish of a customer being dragged through the sawdust.
Yeah. The gentle rattle of teeth getting knocked out in a fight.
Yeah? The gusty smacking of lips at the free lunch.
Followed by the dull thud of falling bodies.
Now, wait a minute, Eddie. Quit trying to nostalgia me. I see what you're trying to do. No, sir. My mind is made up. Hello, Finnegan. Yeah, it is. I was saying my mind is made up.
What's the matter, Arch? You sound sad.
Yeah, Finnegan. You see, I ain't going to be here much longer.
You ain't going to be... Go on, Arch. You'll live to dance at my funeral.
Finnegan, I ain't talking about riggering me mortise.
Oh.
I'm talking about quitting me job.
Oh, is that so? Arch, I don't want to seem a ghoul, but if there's going to be a vacancy, I wonder if Duffy would consider
Finnegan,
me.
there is an old maximum. You can't fill a vacancy with a vacancy. You know, there's a lot to learn before you can manage a joint like this.
So what? I learned very fast.
Well, if you learn very fast, how come you don't know nothing?
Well, easy come, easy go.
It's laughable. You run Duffy's Tavern. Finnegan, you had no business experience.
Archie, you forget my dog walking around. And the year that I was associated with that hidey-tidy.
You mean one of them hand organs with a monkey?
Yeah.
Which end of the business were you in?
Yeah, I was the one that turned the crank.
Oh. Well, was the enterprise successful?
Well, between you and me, no. You see, a business has to be built on confidence, and frankly, I just couldn't trust that monkey.
Well, Finnegan, you'd have problems on this job, too. No, I'm afraid I couldn't recommend you.
Oh, another failure.
Yeah, you do have tough luck, don't you?
Yeah, it's a case of us Finnegans, Art. I guess I'm just like my father. The one time in his life he started to make good money selling apples, boom, the Depression ended and he was wiped out.
Yeah, huh? That's when you left school and went to work, wasn't it?
No, I wanted to leave school, but my mother wouldn't let me. I was only in 4B.
How old was you?
Not quite 19. Besides, my mother wanted me to stay until I learned to read and write.
Well, did you?
No. It was terrible. First I could read and I couldn't write. And I finally learned to write and I forgot how to read. Boy, it was a vicious cycle.
Well, then why didn't your mother let you go to work?
She was afraid it would interfere with my education.
Well, which was your first job, the dog walking or the hurdy-gurdy?
Neither one. I started as a panhandler.
Then again, you a panhandler?
Not for long, Arch. It wasn't for me. Asking strangers for a nickel for a cup of coffee. I got sick of it.
Why? It sounds like easy money.
Yeah, but who could drink all that coffee?
Well, I'm going to miss you, Finnegan. But, on the other hand, it'll be such a pleasure to get away from that big, fat, blubber-headed boss of mine.
Archie, you stop talking that way about Papa.
What makes you think I'm talking about your father, Miss Duffy?
What other big, fat, blubber-headed boss have you got?
You mean that I did have? I'm quitting. Maybe you don't know it.
Yeah, I heard about it. And I think it's a dirty trick after all Papa's done to you. Huh. What gratitude. Why, Papa made you what you are today. You're worthless, good for nothing.
Hey, Meg, look, Miss Duffy. I have worked for your father 15 years, man and beast. And if I had it to do over again, it would be over his dead body.
What an ingrate. After Papa picks you up, gives you a swell job, treats you like a son, lends you money whenever you want.
30% interest?
Well, he has to protect himself, lending money to a fellow with a job like yours. But that doesn't say that he's stingy.
Well, then I'll say it. Getting dough out of that guy is like trying to get blood out of a tourniquet.
Look, Archie, you don't know him like I do. You only know Papa as a boy, but I know him as a father. And believe me, people like him don't grow on trees.
Nope. They swing from them.
Archie, you don't understand him. Just because he's not the flashy type of a boss who likes to show off to his employees by giving them large salaries. He's certainly been good to me.
He has, huh?
Yeah. Whenever I wanted a few extra dollars, he never stopped me from going out and working for it. You don't understand him. On the surface, he may seem to despise you and hate you, but underneath it all, he's really sincere.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Believe me, tonight when you told him that you weren't coming back, he just sat there with a lump in his throat.
No kidding?
Yeah. He was so shocked he swallowed a pig's foot whole.
He did, huh? Really? Gee, maybe I'm... No, sir, I gotta be strong. Now, leave me alone, Miss Duffy. Jinx Falkenberg will be here any minute, and I want to get this ad mailed. Now, let's see. Wonderful executive. Tall, suave, nifty appearance. Will deal with principals only. Hot dog or hamburger stands need not apply. Well, I guess that does it. Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Archie, the future ex-manager speaking. Oh, it's you, huh? Well, I ain't changed my mind one eye either. No, sir, I'm still quitting. Well, it's your own fault for treating me the way you do, you thick-headed, ugly, stupid baboon. Well, it's time you realize that I'm your equal. Huh? What? Ah, go soak your feet, you big mullet head.
Ah, me. Such a tender parting.
Well, it's no use leaving bad friends. Well, Eddie, I guess I better pack my stuff now. Let's see. Where's my bartender's handbook?
You mean how to win friends and put people under the influence?
Yeah.
Right over there next to your Mickey manual.
Oh, thanks. Now, let's see. I'll need me short measure jigger with the false bottom. Now, what else?
Hey, Miss Archie, that girl over there, ain't that Miss Jane Falkenberg?
Where? Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at the cut of that dress. If the top was any lower and the skirt was any shorter, it'd make a great belt. Look at that. Boy, what an epidermis. Hello, Jinx. Hello.
Hello, Archie.
Jinx, I don't know how to greet you. You know, I'm so bedazzled by the glamour of your punctitudinous femininity and so overcome by the delicacy of your scintillating presence, I'm just speechless.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
So am I. Now, let us get down to conversation. How you been?
Oh, very well, thanks. And you?
Fair to middling.
You're certainly looking well.
Oh, pardon me, I didn't mean to stare.
No, Archie. What I meant was that you seem to be in very good condition.
Oh, well, I'm like you are. I'm very careful with my body. I treat it like a delicate machine, you know. You know how I got this physique of mine, don't you?
Malnutrition?
Yep. And plenty of it. Yes, sir. Lots of fresh air, exercise.
What have you been doing for exercise?
Oh, I've been working out in the gym.
Oh, calisthenics.
Well, I got a few blisters. Yeah, I've been doing that weightlifting, you know, flying around on a trapeze, rope climbing, barbells. Cut it out, Eddie. Yep, exercise has done me a lot of good. Had great results from it. You know that magazine, Strength and Health Digest?
Certainly.
I can tear it in half. But enough about me, Jinx. You look like you're in pretty good shape yourself. What have you been doing for exercise?
Oh, I've been doing a lot of walking.
Oh, well, if you want to go out with them kind of guys. That's strictly your own business.
Who's the tomato?
Finnegan, please. I wish you would be a little more cool. Jinx, this is Mr. Finnegan.
I'm very happy to know you, Finnegan.
Hey, all right, this thing's a fast working. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't I see your picture in Photoplay magazine last week?
Possibly.
In a strapless dress?
Yes.
With a bare midriff?
That's right.
And a long neck?
Right.
I thought the face was familiar.
Finnegan, really, I'm embarrassed for you.
What was that?
I'm embarrassed for you.
Well, thanks, Archie. If I can ever be embarrassed for you, just call.
Finnegan, why don't you go pawn yourself and lose the ticket? Jinx, how come you're in town tonight?
I'm going over for the USO.
Oh, what are you going to do over there?
Well, that's just it, Arch. I don't know what to do. I can't sing and I can't dance and...
Well, I got a feeling that in your case the boys will overlook a lot. Excuse me. Hello? What? No, it's too late to offer me a raise. 25? No, sir. You could make it 50, 75, even a buck. I still quit. And the same to you, sir. Jinx, you say you were going overseas.
That's right.
Look, how's about hiring me?
No.
Well, then maybe I could be your...
No.
Well, you're going to need...
No.
What else can I do well? Now, look, Jinx, you just said yourself that you can't dance and you can't sing. Why don't you take somebody with you who can?
Archie, you mean that you sing and dance?
Yes. I not only sing and dance, but I tell great jokes, you know. Does that solve the problem?
No, Archie, it's not that simple. What I really need is a whole truth.
Jinx, if I can get the truth, can I go with you?
Well,
It's a deal. Now, wait right here. In a few minutes, I'll have the whole show ready for you to look over. Hey, Eddie, Finnegan, come here a minute. Answer the phone, Eddie, and tell him that I'm still quitting, that he is a jerk, a crumb, and an ignoramus.
Hello, Mr. Duffy? The opinions about to be expressed do not necessarily represent those of the speaker. You are a... Oh.
Well?
He beat us to it and added fatheads.
The unmedicated call. Well, when Jink sees this show we got here, I can fit this crummy joint upon good riddance. Now, Eddie, you get your song ready, and I'll go over and check with Finnegan, Miss Duffy.
Right, Mr. Schubert.
Just call me Messrs. I'll be right with you.
Eddie.
Yes, Miss Baldenberg.
Here's he gets.
Well, he suffered from a conflict.
What do you mean?
He got a champagne imagination and a beer head. You see, Miss Baldenberg, he quits this job every third day. But this time, I'm afraid he's thinking of quitting. In which case, he would be very unhappy. Because he really loves this place.
Well, why don't you talk him out of it?
Oh, that's what I was hoping you might do.
You mean bring him to the senses?
Yeah. Of course, it would be the first time they ever met.
Well, I'll see what I can do, Eddie.
Well, Jinx, we're all ready to roll. I got a show here that them guys overseas will be nuts about. Just sit down over there and listen to it. Okay, in the pits, music. Well, folks... Here I am again, you lucky people. 110 pounds of charm and personality. Zero Archie. The slap happy pappy with the snappy chatter that chases away them blues. Yeah, man.
Yeah, fun.
That's the idea, folks. Everybody joins in. Well, sir, a funny thing happened to me on my way down here tonight. I was accosted by a panhandler. He come up to me and Oh, yeah? See the way I handle them hecklers, Jinx? And now, I bring you direct from the Orange Room at Netics that solid sin and scat singer of smooth, syncopated swing, Eddie Green. What are you singing, Eddie?
Candy.
Take it away.
Candy, I call my sugar candy, 'cause I'm sweet on candy, and candy's sweet on me. She understands me, my understanding candy. Sweet candy, when I need sympathy. You know what I wish? I wish that there was 4 of her, so I could love much more of her. Oh, she's taken my complete heart. I'm crazy about my sweetheart. Candy, it's gonna be just dandy. Time when I marry Candy. And we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the cutest little gumdrops when I make her mine, all mine.
And thank you, Eddie Green. Well, is everybody happy? Are we living? Are we in the groove? Good. Well, sir... A funny thing happened to me on my way. Please, sir, a simple "you're a bum" would have sufficed. And now, that popular duo of 2, them perennial favorites of stage, screen, and radio, appearing for the first time anywhere. Here they are, half a wit and a miss. The kids will sing that popular hit, Indian Love Call.
When you're calling me, he.
and I'm calling to you. I love you too.
Oh, I love you so.
Thank you, Hefferwit. And thank you, Hefferwit and Annette. Now, folks, that concludes our early bird floor show. Well, Jinx, what did you think? Wasn't it sensational? Wasn't it terrific?
Yes, I liked it.
Yeah. Are you kidding?
No, it was great, Archie. Those people really love you.
You think? Them crumbs around here, what do they know?
I don't think they're crumbs, Archie. I think they're wonderful people. Yes, they're so warm and friendly, and they seem to represent all walks of life.
Yeah, I guess they do at that. Rich man thief, poor man thief, beggar man thief. Yeah, Jinx, they're really good. Well, Jinx, what about the European trip?
But won't you miss these people, Archie?
Well, no, I ain't the sentimental type. I can get along without them.
I got a little surprise for you to take with you when you leave.
Yeah. Let's see. A little bag of sawdust. Gee, that's nice of you, Finnegan.
Yeah, Mr. Archer, I got a little going-away present for you, too.
A lock of hair from the moose head. Oh, thanks, Eddie. Gee, fellas, these things are certainly going to remind me of the place. Well, Jinx, I think we better start going. Come on. Let's get out of this crummy dump, will you? Will you cut it out, fellas?
You see, Archie, they really love you.
Huh? Yeah, they do, don't they? Hello? Hello, Duffy. I ain't gonna quit. No, I won't leave, Duffy. No, I'll never leave you. Duffy. He's crying. Jinx, I guess you're right. Tell the fellas overseas I'm sorry, but my place is here, bringing happiness to these people. My people.
You're a bum!
You see, they really love me.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
take you now to Duffy's Tavern.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet eat. Archie, the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Business? Staggering. The customers? About the same. By the way, Duffy, we got some mail here. An advertisement in the mail from a new paper towel company. Huh? I know we bought them last month, but they go fast. I think the customers have been blotting instead of rubbing. Any more mail? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a letter here with a black border around it, Duffy. Open it, huh? Let's see. Mr. and Mrs. Hiram Cavendish of the Cavendish Undertaking Parlor announced the engagement of their daughter Lucy to Dr. James P. Briggs, prominent surgeon. Boy, that Cavendish is certainly a go-getter. Yeah, and there's another letter here for... Hey, wait a minute. This one is for me. I'll call you back, Duffy.
What you looking so puzzled about, Miss Archie?
Well, I got a letter here from a Morton Kilpagenberg on Newtown Road in Astoria, Long Island.
Yeah?
Well, I used to know a Morton Kilpagenberg on Newtown Road in Astoria, Long Island. I wonder if it could be the same one.
Don't be silly. Newtown Road is probably just crawling with Morton Kilpagenberg.
Oh, let me see. Well, sure enough. It's from me nephew, Morton.
Really?
Yeah, little Morton. The aunt's kid.
On the distaff side?
No, on the riprap side. Let's see what he has to say. Dear Uncle Archie. Eddie. Look how the kid spells uncle. U-N-C-L-E. Oh, dear. Ain't that cute?
Cute. And right, too. How old is it?
Well, let's see now. Morton was born the year that Uncle Joe went on release. It was 1932. This is 1945. It's 32 into 45. Count it 2. Must be quite a young man by now.
What do the letters say?
Let's see. Dear Uncle Archie, my family have gone to the Catskills, and they thought it would be nice if I came and stayed with you until they returned. Holy cat, Eddie. We're going to have a kid.
Ain't it wonderful what them vitamins can do?
Yeah, let's see. I will arrive Friday after school. That's today. P.S. Congratulations on being the first millionaire in the family. How does it feel to be living in a 14-room penthouse?
Where did you get that idea?
We've been corresponding.
Attention, letter writers. Does your fountain pen leak at high altitude?
All right, Eddie, so I took a little liberty.
That wasn't liberty. That was AWL. Hey, where's this little Morton going to live?
He's going to live with me.
Oh, yes, I forgot. In the 14-room penthouse.
Well, it ain't quite 14 rooms.
It ain't quite 2 rooms, unless you count the fishing cook. And where are you going to feed him?
Feed him here at the tavern.
Well, if you feel that way about the boy, wouldn't it be simpler to just beat him over the head with a club?
Look, Eddie, there's worse things in the world than the food in Duffy's Tavern.
What?
Oh, Finnegan. I was just telling Eddie here, my little nephew Morton's coming down tonight, and I'm wondering what to do with him. Finnegan, do you know anything about young growing children?
Well, I don't know. I never grew any.
I can see that you and Morton will be nice playmates.
Oh, sure. I love kids.
You do, huh?
Yeah, there's something about them that's so childish. Dang, kids love me, too. I got a knack for not making them feel inferior to me. I don't know how I do it.
Yeah, come to think of it, you ran a baby watching service once, didn't you?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to it?
It didn't pan out. Dude. You know, dude, things would go along all right for a while, and then, dude, as soon as the kids learned to talk, their mothers would fire me. George, how old is your nephew?
Oh, about 11.
11, huh? That's a nice ripe age for a child.
Yeah.
Sir, he's a lucky boy. I often wish I had an uncle.
Yeah, huh? Your mother and father never had no brothers, huh?
No, just. I'm so tired of being a niece.
Well, it's a little late to change. Finnegan, I'd better explain this to you. Now, how many sexes are there?
Don't be absurd, Art. 3.
Huh?
Men, women, and children.
Well, I guess Morton will be safe with you. Now, let's see.
Hello, Archie. Hello, Finnegan.
Oh, hello, Miss Duffy.
Sorry, Miss Duffy, you look perfectly beautiful tonight.
Oh, no, I don't.
But, Miss Duffy, you do.
Oh, no, I don't.
Gee, maybe I was wrong.
Duffy, I think you should have quit when you was ahead. But there is something different about you tonight.
Yeah, I'm using a new shade of lipstick.
So, is that it? I thought you cut yourself shaving.
Honestly, Finnegan, sometimes you act just like a man.
Say, what you getting sore about? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, no, but, with that face of hers, she's rather sensitive.
Oh.
Why don't you apologize to her?
Well, okay. Miss Duffy.
What?
I'm awful sorry you're so homely.
Finnegan, did your parents ever have any children that lived?
Please, Miss Duffy, try and be a little more ladylike tonight. We're expecting a stranger in our monk. My nephew.
Your nephew, huh? Well, that's nice. What's he like, Archie?
Miss Duffy, there is no use taking your hook on this one. You'd have to throw it back. He's only 11 years old.
Huh. To listen to you, an individual would think that all I ever do is chase men.
So?
Suppose I told you that I have as many girlfriends as boyfriends.
Miss Duffy, we have as many employees as customers, but that don't mean we don't want to do business.
Look, Archie, just because I show a little interest in your nephew, you don't have to go through a whole Magilla. And if you keep your mouth shut, maybe I could give you some advice on how to take care of them.
Where did you ever learn about taking care of children?
From my mother. After all, she brought me up.
You got any other references?
It so happens that I was very well raised. Mama always tells me how, even before I was born, she made it her business to think beautiful thoughts and to listen to beautiful symphonies and concerts and operas.
Somewhere along the line, somebody must have sneaked in a Spike Jones record.
Arch, I've just been thinking.
A likely story. About what?
What to do with your little nephew when he gets here. I think I'll take him to see a burlesque show.
Burlesque show? Finnegan, Morton, it's just a child.
So what? I'll explain it as it goes along.
You can't take a kid to a burlesque show when he's only 11 years old.
Don't worry, he'll be older when he gets out of there.
Well, maybe you got a point. Okay, but leave us not rob this kid of his illusions, you know. Don't let him sit too close to the runway. Oh, Eddie, look, Morton's going to be here any minute, and I'd hate to have him see the place looking so crummy. Ain't there something we can do about it?
Yeah, we could blindfold it.
Eddie, if a certain waiter continues to crack wise, there is liable to be a new porter in the house on 92nd Street. Now, leave us clean the place up. And by the way, who is that uncouth-looking stranger sitting over there in the corner?
I don't know.
Well, ask him to leave. We've got enough regular bums here without catering to strangers. Go ahead, throw him out.
Just a second. You mean that thick-set, powerful-looking gentleman with the cauliflower ears and the brass knuckles sticking out of his pocket?
Yeah, that's the one. What are you waiting for?
Now, I just want to be sure that we were thinking of the same man. You do mean that fella about 6'4", weighing about 300 pounds, reading the Wrestlers Weekly?
Yeah, that's the guy. Throw him out. He ain't bought a beer for over 2 hours anyway.
He's having one on me right now.
Eddie, quit stalling. I'm telling you, for the last time, I want the guy ejaculated. Let's see, where could Morton sleep tonight?
Archie,
Yeah?
how about him sleeping in our parlor?
Your parlor? Well, Miss Duffy, don't you usually have a date on Friday night?
Yeah, but tonight I got a date with a fellow who's interested in me for my mind.
Oh.
Morton could sleep on the horsehair sofa.
So, but that's the one your mother faints on when your old man comes home sober.
So what?
You think I want the kid crushed to a pulp? Oh, I guess he'd better be off sleeping with me after all.
Mr. Archie?
Yeah?
That muscular gentleman that you asked me to throw out.
Oh, yeah. Is that big lug still here?
Yeah, he said this is a free country.
Never mind what the bum says. You throw him out.
And he further said if you want him thrown out, why don't you do it in person?
He's lucky this is a free country. Look, I'm going to let Morton sleep with me tonight, so I'd like you to go over and clean up my room, Eddie. And don't forget to take my socks off the radiator and stand them in the closet.
Yeah.
And another thing, you know that autographed picture I got of Beefy LeVere, the striptease queen?
Yeah.
Pin a handkerchief over her from the neck down. Or better still, use me Harvard pennant. Yeah, that'd be a nice touch. And another thing, tell me landlady that I have a house guest and will need an extra pitcher of water in the morning.
Okay, Coach, I'm on my way.
Wait, you better wait till I get back, Eddie.
Where are you going?
Well, I gotta go down to the laundry and tell Ken Lee to hurry up with me other shirt. I'll be back in a minute.
Sweep up the floor, clean out the room, throw out the customers, hang up my socks. Eddie Green, you was out of your mind when you said not interested to the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. Where would it all end?
I beg your pardon. Can you tell me where I can find the owner of this place?
The owner?
Yes, a gentleman named Archie.
Oh, him? Well, he'll be right back. He's out transacting a big deal. It's something to do with China. You is Morton, ain't you?
Yes.
Well, Morton, I'm Eddie.
Eddie? Oh, yes, Archie's valet.
Well, not the head valet. No, I'm working up to it, though.
Oh. So this is Duffy's Tavern here. I'm sorry I had to come when you're rebuilding. What weird-looking people around here. Who's that tall, stupid-looking fellow with the apron and just coming in?
You mean the one with the big ears?
Yes.
That is Uncle Archie.
Well, Morton.
Hello, Uncle Archie.
Morton Kuchpagenberg. You know, the last time I seen you, you were about this big. I'll never forget that day. I picked you up from your little crib, My, you certainly have grown. I suppose you go to school now?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. At 11 years old, I know how you must feel about school, Morton, but, kid, listen to your Uncle Archie. Stick it out for another year or two. Little extra education never hurt nobody.
Another year or two. Why, Uncle Archie, I'm planning to go to college.
Morton, I see you've inherited the family thirst for knowledge. When do you think you'll go to college?
Well, I'm eligible now, but Mother doesn't want me to matriculate too young.
And she's right. Go to college first, then marry. By the way, what's that book under your arm there?
Oh, this? Oh, it's the biography of the Ocelot Molotov.
Yes, ma'am. What other books have you been reading?
Oh, The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, James Joyce's Ulysses.
Oh, yeah, that's Ulysses. Yeah. Did you like that?
Oh, I thought it was splendid.
Yeah. Remind me, I'll take you up to Grant's tomb someday. We'll drive up in me Cadillac limousine with the Fleetfoot body.
A Cadillac limousine? You must be awfully rich, Uncle Archie.
Rich as a crocus, kid. Well, you know, it ain't tough to make dough if you got the right connections. You know, Rockefeller says to me, buy 50 million shares of that. Henry Kaiser says, sell 60 million shares of this. First thing you know, you got $100 in your pocket.
It must be wonderful to know all those people. Uncle Archie, do you know anybody in radio?
Well, what is?
Well, I'd like to get an information, please.
Oh, yeah, I know all of them guys personally. Oscar Levant, FOB.
Do you know Clifton Fadiman?
Oh, I know him for years. In fact, him and me was cockneys together in London.
Well, then maybe you could get me on the program.
Well, Morton, I'll see what I can do, but don't forget, them people are several years your major, you know. I'm afraid to them you'd be just a little sizzling.
Well, that may be so, Uncle Archie, but just the same, I've listened to that program every week for the past 3 years, and I've never missed a question.
Are you kidding?
No.
Wait a minute. Quick. Name me the first president of the United States.
George Washington.
Maybe we got something here. Tell you what we'll do, kid. We'll start training tonight. We'll get a board of experts around the place and set up a quiz show. You know, it'll be good practical experience for you. If there's any bugs in your head, we can iron them out.
Uncle Archie.
Yes, Morton.
Aren't you tired of massaging my head?
Look, Morton, before a fighter goes into the ring, what does his trainer do? Massages his muscles. You know, he makes them supple. Now, let us get started. I'll introduce you to your fellow experts. Miss Duffy. Morton, this is Miss Duffy, our expert on maritime relations. Miss Duffy, this is Morton.
Hubba. You're cute.
This dame don't throw the age limit nowhere.
Why, gee, Uncle Archie, she's attractive, isn't she? Oh, thank you,
Morton, I'm
Morton.
afraid the studying you've been doing has ruined your eyesight.
Oh, the nerve. Oh, please, Miss Duffy. Uncle Archie sometimes carries his jokes too far. I hope you'll accept my apologies in his behalf.
Look, Morton, on my behalf, I said something that's ashamed of it. It'll apologize for itself. If you don't mind. Now, next, I would like you to shake hands with Mr. Clifton Finnegan.
Hello, Martin. Here. Have a touchy, though.
Well, I'm afraid I must decline, Mr. Finnegan. Experience has taught me that excessive consumption of carbohydrates is deleterious to the proper functioning of the body.
Hey, does he or don't he want a touchy dog?
You heard the kid as well as I did. Give him a Tootsie Roll. Now, leave us get going with this quiz. Now, folks, for each question missed by the experts, Duffy's Tavern will pay out to the SC of said question 25 cents and free lunch tickets. I was only kidding, Duffy. Now, experts, the first question is in 3 parts. Who said of the people, for the people, and by the people? Mr. Finnegan?
We the people.
I'm afraid this time you're wrong, Mr. Finnegan. Morton.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln is right. That gives us 3 out of 3. And now, a scientific question. How does the process of pasteurization get its name? Morton?
From its inventor, Louis Pasteur.
Sorry, Morton. Better luck next time.
Well, Uncle Archie, it is Pasteur. Oh, Pasteur pasteurized.
Morton, you've heard of homogenized milk?
Yes.
Is there such a guy as Hajime?
No.
Touche. Mr. Finnegan, where did pasteurization get its name?
Was it from a moving picture with 12 munis?
No, could you be a little more specific? What was the name of the picture?
Green Pastures.
Correct. Well, better luck on the next question, Morton. Now, this question comes from Miss Fern Sefnick, East Orange, New Jersey housewife. What is meant by the reconversion plan? Morton?
Well, as I understand it, the plan's reconversion lies in the general reduction of corporate and individual levies, which should, through economic compulsion and consumer goods demand, result in absolute parity of distribution.
Morton, will you stop talking like a child? How about you, Mr. Finney? I see your hand up.
Sir, anything I could add to the previous answer would be mere repetition.
Oh, you don't know, huh? Now, anybody else? Okay. Miss Putnick will receive 25 cents and free lunch tickets. Good luck, Miss Putnick. Now, the next question is a musical question submitted by Mr. Sam Steinway. Now, the first part of the question is, what season does the following song suggest? Miss Duffy.
Leap year.
What month?
Who cares?
Well, I think I'll only have to give you full credit on that. Morton, by the way, did you recognize the song?
Oh, yes, it was Mendelssohn's Wedding March.
Yes, that's correct. From Richard Wagner's famous opera, Das Lohengrin. Well, that's a little better, Morton. Now, for the last half of the question, what state is suggested by the following song? Morton?
Carolina.
North or south?
North or south? What's the difference?
What's the difference? 50 million lives was lost in the Civil War, and he asked what's the difference. Morton, I'm afraid you're hopeless.
Uncle Archie, I've been thinking so, too.
Well, I'm glad we agree.
Yes. You've got a 14-room penthouse and a Cadillac limousine, but I'm convinced that it pays to be ignorant.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening. But let's meet here again at this same time next week. And if you have a half hour next Friday evening at this same time, remember...
Duffy's Tavern. Oh, hello, Duffy. Did you hear the kid? Yeah, he's a bit of a moron. Yeah, I think when they named him Morton, they just threw the C in so he wouldn't feel self-conscious. But, you know, he's a sweet kid, Duffy, and I like him. You know, Einstein's theory of relativity, blood is thicker than water. Well, I'll see you next Friday, Duffy. So long.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
Myers, makers of Ipana toothpaste for the smile of beauty and Vitalis for well-groomed hair, bring you transcribed Duffy's Tavern with our guest tonight, Charles Coburn, and starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Tonight, Charles Coburn. Charles Coburn. Now, Duffy, don't hang up. All right, so 1 week it ain't a dame. Huh? You never heard of Coburn? Duffy, I'm surprised. The gentleman's histrionic talents have made him one of the foremost exponents of Thestus. Yes, he's a ham. Yeah, been in show business for years. How old is he? Well, let me put it this way. He's old enough to know what it's all about, but he ain't young enough to do nothing about it. Yeah, that's right. A lot like Jolson. Except if Coburn never got down on one knee, he'd never get up again. Huh? How's business here? Well, we're running ahead of yesterday. Yeah. We was closed yesterday. Well, you know something, Duffy? You know what would help business here? A doorman, a good front man. Huh? Well, when a customer comes in a place, what's the first thing he thinks about? Right. About leaving. So, we got to have a front man to block the door, and this Coburn is a natural for the job. Yeah. You ought to see the front the guy puts up. His duties, well, we'd expect him to go up to the customers, and inquire, for instance, how they like the food here. Duffy, who's going to hit a guy his age? Well, look, I'm busy now. I'll call you back. But, Duffy, me and Eddie is right in the middle of some very important business. Okay. Okay, Eddie, deal out the cards.
Okay, Miss Archie. Oh, this is a wonderful game, What'd you say the name of it?
It's called Jim Rummy. It's named after that famous gambler, Diamond Jim.
Diamond Jim, huh? I thought this game was called Jim Rummy.
You're thinking of Eli Whitney. Sure, he invented the cotton gin.
Well, sure, a great game.
Yeah.
Very educational.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How much you owe me so far?
Let's see, now, you gym me 4 times, 3,000 points. Times it by 7 is 21,000. 21,000 plus 10,000 for boxes is 32,000. Multiplied by 4. It's an even dollar.
Okay, give me the buck.
Okay, here's the buck. Now, lend me the loan of the buck back.
Nothing doing. That's bad luck. I ain't gonna lend you no money.
You won't lend me a lousy buck? That's a fine attitude. Suppose other people felt that way. Suppose Isabella hadn't lent Columbus some money. Do you realize the world would still be flat? Eddie, I'm surprised at you.
Hey, Archie, this Charles Coburn who's coming down here tonight.
What about him?
Well, why don't you ever have anyone like Robert Taylor or Tyrone Power to meet me?
Tyrone Power? Look, Miss Duffy, when a guy's got a filet mignon at home, he don't go out to eat hash. I might further mention that to get guys like Tyrone Power down here, we'd have to induce them with a little sex appeal.
Sex appeal? What is it? Nothing but sheer plain animal attraction.
Animal attraction. Look, have you ever been to the burlesque?
Yeah.
Ever see crowds like that at the zoo?
Incidentally, how old is Mr. Coburn?
What's it to you?
Well, in case he happens to find me irresistible.
Look, Miss Duffy, the guy may have gray hair, but his opticals are still good. Now, beat it, will you? I wish to be alone.
All right.
My wish has been granted. What's the matter with you, Finnegan? You look a little tired.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't sleep a wink last night.
Couldn't sleep, huh? Did you try counting sheep?
Yep. Counted up to 864.
Yeah, and still couldn't get to sleep?
No, the room got so stuffy, I had to get up and open the window.
How come?
I made a mistake. Instead of sheep, I was counting goats. Another thing that kept me awake was a loud party going on upstairs.
Well, why didn't you go upstairs and tell them to shut up?
Well, as it turned out, I didn't have to. You see, the ceiling in my apartment ain't too strong.
So?
So the next thing I know, I'm dancing with a tall blonde.
You mean the party dropped in on you and carried on in your apartment?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean, not exactly?
Well, as you know, the floor in my apartment ain't too strong neither.
So you dropped in on the people downstairs?
Sure.
How long did this party last?
Clear through to the basement. You know them penthouse parties, Arch. They go on for a long time. So, as I say, I didn't get a wink of sleep.
Well, what'd you do all night?
Played solitaire with my brother.
Solitaire with your brother? Two of yous playing solitaire?
What else could we play? We only had one deck of cards.
Oh, so you played cards?
Yeah.
I didn't know you was a card player.
Oh, I'm very good at it, Arch.
Maybe we can get up a little game.
Well, good.
All right, we'll play dealer's choice. What game do you like?
Flipping them into a hat. Boy, that's a wonderful card game.
It's a better card game than it is a joke, you know. Flipping them into a hat. I thought that was very funny. Flipping them into a hat.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
Look, how would you like to play a little rummy?
Little rummy? Why not? I'll play anybody.
Finnegan, I mean Jim Rummy.
Oh, Jim Rummy.
The new card game.
How do you play it?
I'll show you. You got any money?
Well, I got $50.
In that case, I think I can teach you the game.
Well, thanks, Dutch. And I think you'll find that I learn very fast.
Well, if you learn very fast, how come you don't know nothing?
Oh, easy come, easy go.
I'm glad you feel that way, Finnegan. Now, put up to 50 cents.
Okay.
All right. Now, card for you, card for me, card for you, card for me.
Miss Archer, how can you do it?
It'll be a lesson, Tometi. It'll teach him not to gamble.
Hello, Arch.
Oh, hello, Joe. Did you finish your broadcast already?
Yeah, and boy, if I have to work with that comedian one more week, I'll blow my top.
Why, what's the matter?
He got so many laughs tonight, I had to cut the commercial.
This is bad.
Well, certainly it's bad. It was awful. Because I never got a chance to say that Ipana toothpaste is the toothpaste more dentists use themselves, as well as recommend to their patients, than any other. You ought to try the Ipana way yourself. It's easy. First, between regular visits to your dentist, brush all tooth surfaces with Ipana toothpaste at least twice a day. Then massage gums the way your dentist advises to stimulate gum circulation. That's all. But see the difference Ipana toothpaste can make to your teeth, to your smile. Notice Ipana's wonderful flavor, too. How it leaves your mouth fresher, your breath cleaner. You'll really like Ipana and what it can do for you. So get a tube first chance you get. Remember, a good dentifrice like a good dentist is never a luxury. Make the Ipana way your way to healthier gums, brighter teeth, a more sparkling smile. The Ipana smile, the smile of beauty.
Well, Finnegan, that's that.
Okay, Arch. You owe me $3.
$3. Okay, here you are.
Thanks, Arch. Hey, wait a minute.
What?
That guy that just came in. I think I seen him in the movies. Ain't that Faye Bainter?
Finnegan, that's Charles Coburn.
Oh!
Well, Mr. Coburn, may I tell you that many great stars have passed through these portholes. But you are the portliest of them all. And furthermore, may I say that we are indeed pleased...
Oh, shut up. So this is Duffy's Tavern,
Mm-hmm.
Where's Duffy?
He's home.
He's smart.
You don't like the place?
Well, it's sort of broken down and decrepit. But then, who am I to talk?
That's right. At least you got a roof over your head. By the way, are you keeping busy these days?
Oh, yes. My days are quite full. Pictures, radio, personal appearances, looking for work.
Tell me, how long have you been an actor?
About 50 years.
50 years, almost a decade. Look, as long as you brought it up, just how old a man are you?
Approaching 65.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, at an age like that, what do you do for amusement?
Oh, I collect antique furniture.
Antique furniture? Did you buy these antiques when they was new?
All except the 18th century stuff. John Quincy Adams outbid me.
Well, I'm sorry I ain't got no antiques to amuse you, but how about a drink?
Thank you, I will.
Okay. Eddie, 3 fingers of warm milk. Would you like something to eat with it, Mr. Coburn?
No, thanks. I have to be very careful what I eat.
Yeah, what's the matter? The stomach kicking up?
It used to, but it hasn't got the strength anymore. All it does now is to squirm a little.
Here's the milk, Mr. Coburn.
Oh, thank you. I'll have to take these pills first.
Pills, eh? I see. Hey, what's them red ones for?
My liver.
And the green ones?
Kidneys.
How about the brown ones?
Stomach.
Oh, tell me, what's the purple ones for?
Just a dash of lavender to round out the color scheme.
Say, Archie.
We're in trouble. I suppose you want an introduction?
To him? I'm afraid he doesn't appeal to a person of my sex.
Archie.
Yeah?
What sex is that?
She's a girl.
You could have fooled me.
Well, we might as well get it over with. Miss Duffy, this is Charles Coburn.
How do you do?
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Coburn. But May can never wed December.
Miss Duffy, December had no intention of asking you.
Miss Duffy, can't you see that he ain't interested in you?
Oh, no? Did you see the look in his eyes?
Forgive me, dear lady. I was carried away by your lovely, ravishing face. I can go along with the gag.
Tell me something, Mr. Coburn.
Yes?
Do girls go out with you?
Oh, once in a while.
How do they explain you to their folks?
They usually say, Mama, see what I'll have to marry if you don't let me go out with Joe?
Well, Mr. Coburn, don't feel too bad. Remember, any girl who'd go out with you isn't worth having anyway.
Miss Duffy, will you please desist your presence? Me and the gentleman here has some business to discuss. Tell me, Mr. Coburn, how long did you say you've been an actor?
50 years.
50 years, huh? Don't you think you ought to settle down to a steady job?
A steady job?
Yeah.
Where?
Here in Duffy's Tavern.
I'd rather marry Miss Duffy.
The hard way, huh? Look, it happens that we have a very important job open.
What kind of a job?
We need a front man.
A front man?
Yeah, and you're just the type, you know. Prosperous looking, well-fed, well-dressed, business-like, perfect phony. Well, what do you say?
But, Archie, a job like that, wouldn't it tie me down?
Not too tied down. Take me. I work here, and I wasn't too tied down to do a picture for Paramount.
Yes, I saw that picture.
Oh, really? What'd you think of it?
You should be tied down.
Mr. Coburn, for a man who is seeking employment, I should think you'd be a little more diplomatic.
I was only fooling, Archie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I really enjoyed the picture.
Did you?
Yes, especially Dorothy L'Amour in that sarong. Oh,
How old this guy said he was? You like that sarong, huh?
Yeah, didn't you?
Personally, I never gave it a second thought. I was too busy with the first thought. But what a cast we had in that picture. Remember Bing Crosby?
No.
He was in it. Remember Betty Hutton?
Yes.
Remember Victor Moore?
No.
Remember Veronica Lake?
Yes.
Remember Alan Ladd?
No.
Remember Diana Lynn?
Yes.
Looks like December has moved up a couple of months. Yeah, it was a great cast. We had 34 stars in addition to me.
Yes, 34 stars and 1 eclipse.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, Duffy. No, I ain't got him out on the sidewalk yet. Huh? Well, I figure on rainy days we can let him stand inside, next to the cash register. Well, Duffy, we can have him bonded. Look, Duffy, there's nothing to worry about. He's the settled type, not bright enough to steal and too old to run. Incidentally, how much you think we should pay him? Duffy, he can make more money than that out of Social Security. Huh? Okay. Be with you in a second, Mr. Coburn. Eddie, Duffy says we gotta test the guy's character before we hire him.
Character, huh?
Yeah, and I agree with him, I won't have nobody around here, Eddie, unless he's honest. There's 2 things we gotta have. Character and honesty. Now, we gotta test the guy.
How?
We'll clip him in a poker game. That's the sure way to test out a guy's character, to play him poker.
Suppose he wins.
Then he's fired. We can't have guys around here without character.
Did you fellas say you're going to play poker?
Oh, yeah. You want to sit in, Joe?
No, thanks. I'll just stand around and make suggestions.
Everybody's a kibitzer.
Well, no, Arch, not really. If you happen to have a queen, I'll just casually mention that every queen goes for a guy that has that well-groomed Vitalis look. And I might even go so far as to say that you can look like a king after a Vitalis 60-second workout. Won't cost you so much jack, either. And you'll like Vitalis, especially so if you're troubled with dry, unruly hair. Hair that's been dried out by sun, wind, and water. Why, no other hair preparation can give your scalp and hair better protection than Vitalis and the 60-second workout. For the Vitalis formula contains 2 of the same ingredients that many skin specialists prescribe for dry, flaky scalps, plus all the other extras that make your hair more handsome, more healthy looking. So try the Vitalis 60-second workout. Let it prevent scalp and hair dryness, rout flaky dandruff, and give you the best-looking, healthiest-looking head of hair you ever had. You'll look your best tomorrow if you get a bottle of Vitalis today.
Now, look, fellas. Leave us not scare this guy off by mentioning poker right away, I'll lead him up to it gradually, subtle like.
Subtle like, huh?
Yeah. Mr. Coburn.
Yes?
Speaking of baseball, them St. Louis Browns is the best baseball team in St. Louis. Don't you think so?
No, I like the Cards.
Speaking of cards, how would you like to indulge in a nice sociable game of, say, Jim Rummy?
Well, frankly, I don't know much about cards.
A pigeon. You say you don't know much about cards?
No. About 6 years ago, I did play a game called poker.
Poker, huh? What kind of a game is that?
Well, it's been so long ago, I've forgotten.
Me too. Why don't we play again? Maybe it'd come back to us, huh?
All right. If you'll promise to be patient with the greenhorn.
I'm even greener than you.
No, I'm much greener than you.
Nah, I'm a lot greener than you.
These are the 2 greenest actors I ever seen.
I'll get the cards. Fellas, we got a real sucker here. This guy don't know a thing about poker.
Poker! Oh, boy, poker!
Do you play poker?
No. No, I don't, but I got dumb luck.
If you got any kind of luck at all, that's the kind. Now, Finnegan, all you got to remember in poker is one thing.
Yeah.
Don't go into a pot unless you got four of a kind.
4 of a kind.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't go in unless you got four of a kind.
Okay, I got it.
Well, Mr. Coburn, what shall we play first? Say, 1 and 2?
All right, 100 and 200.
Shall we compromise?
All right.
2 cents and 4 cents. All right, now, let's start the game. Now, go ahead and deal out the cards. By the way, you do know how to deal, don't you?
Well, I used to be able to. Now, let me see. 3 missing.
What do you think we should do?
Well, by a very fortunate coincidence, I happen to have a deck of cards right here in my pocket.
Oh, really? In your pocket? How long did you say it was since you played?
6 years. This is an old coat. I wonder if I'll be able to remember how to play this poker.
Yeah, I wonder if I'll remember, too. How are we going to play?
Straight poker. Jacks are better, nothing wild.
Mr. Archie, I got a queer feeling that ain't such an old coat.
Well, let's look on now. Let's see here, what have I got? I'll open it. I bet 4 cents. Wait, no, I don't.
Leave it there. That's down or dead.
Are you staying, Eddie?
No, I'm dropping out.
Me too.
Me too. You win the pot, Mr. Coburn.
Oh, do I win?
Yep, take the money.
Well, this is great fun. Beginner's luck, I guess.
Yeah, what'd you have?
A pair of bullets. I mean, 2 1s.
You deal next, Eddie. By the way, Finnegan, what did you drop out with?
Oh, nothing. 3 kings.
You dropped out with 3 kings.
Well, you told me to only go in with 4 of a kind.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, won't do that. Just wait till you get 4 of a kind.
Sure.
Well, here's your cards, gentlemen.
Oh, boy! I open it!
You open it, Finnegan?
Yeah.
In that case, I think I'll drop out.
And me too.
Well, I think I'll stay.
Brave boy.
Okay, how many cards you drawing?
None. I think I'll stand pat.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll stand pat, too.
Hey, very shrewd poker, Finnegan.
Here's my bet.
I raise you.
I raise you.
I said it, fight.
Finnegan, he's got a right to raise you. This is a democracy. But you can re-raise him.
Oh, okay. And I raise, and I re-raise, and I raise, and I re-raise you again.
I double it.
Okay, I'll drop out.
Don't drop out. Why?
I ain't got enough dough.
Wait a minute. I might back you if you got what I think you got.
Don't worry, Arch. I got him.
You got him, huh? That's good enough for me. Mr. Coburn, we raise you 2.
4.
8.
16.
32.
64.
Give me a pencil. 97. What do you got?
10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace.
A straight? That's all? Finnegan.
Yeah.
Show your cards.
Here you are, Rod.
Let's see. 10, 4, 2, 7. Jack. Finnegan, where's the 4 of a kind?
There they are, 4 spades.
Well, gentlemen, I thank you very much. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Coburn. Hey, wait just a second. I think this ace belongs to you. It just fell out of your cup.
Oh, did it? Well, you may keep it. I've got 1 million of them.
Mister, we're sure of it. If you'll just try Benex Brushless Shave Cream for a few days, we're sure you'll use Benex for life.
Yes, Benex. B-E-N-E-X. Gives you the best shaves you've ever had. For Benex gives you 3 big extras.
First, Benex Brushless gives extra easy shaves, thanks to a special beard-softening formula.
Second, Benex Brushless is extra smooth, lighter. So different it rinses off your razor instantly.
Third, Benex Brushless gives you extra comfort. A special after-shaving action leaves your face feeling wonderful.
Just try Benex. See for yourself. That's Benex, B-E-N-E-X. Benex Brushless Shave at your nearest drug counter. Get Benex tomorrow.
Hello? Oh, hello, Duffy. No, we decided not to hire Coburn. Well, we found out his memory was a little better than his character. Well, next week, Chester Morris is coming down, and we'll try him. Oh, I don't know, maybe trap shooting or something. Okay. Night, Duffy. Night, everybody.
It's time now to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at the same time next Wednesday when our guest will be Chester Morris. Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Ipana Toothpaste for the smile of beauty and Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Each Wednesday, Bristol Myers brings you Duffy's Tavern and Mr. District Attorney, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
The proceeding was transcribed. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
To Duffy's Tavern.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Where do you eat meat to eat? Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. The crowd, a lot of servicemen tonight. Yeah, the place is a regular separation center. Already I've had to separate 3 guys. By the way, you know who came in tonight? Lefty O'Rourke. Yeah, he's out of uniform now. No, Duffy, not on points, on parole. Yeah, Lefty says he just couldn't get along with the warden, you know, and one of them had to go. Well, you know, the warden's in pretty solid. Well, I don't know. O'Rourke was very popular up there, Duffy. In fact, he claims they voted him the man most likely to return. Say, by the way, speaking of getting out of jail, Eddie, the waiter, is thinking of leaving us. What do you mean, so what? Eddie's a very valuable man. Huh? Well, I admit he ain't very fast on his feet, but he's got a great knack for serving hash without that guilty expression on his face. Yeah. Well, I think he got an offer from Grogan's Grill. Well, don't worry. I'll talk him out of it, Duffy. You know the old line. Gratitude, chance for advancement. All we've done for him. Money ain't everything. Yeah, the old sucker pitch. Well, certainly he'll bite. Don't I fall for it every time I ask for a raise? Well, just leave it to me, Duffy. I'll call you back. So long. Eddie, there's a rumor around that you have had an offer from Grogan's Grill.
Uh-huh.
And the rumor also says that you're thinking of taking it.
Keep your eye on that rumor. It's got a future.
Eddie, you're not serious. Where did you get this idea about leaving?
Just looked into my wallet and there it was.
But, kid, this is madness. You can't leave here. Why, you're a part of Duffy's Tavern.
Yeah, the part that goes over the cash register last.
Just a second now, Eddie. Is it that you feel that Duffy ain't done right by you?
Well, now you know yourself that when it comes to blowing that horn of plenty, he ain't no Harry James.
Eddie, leave us discuss this. I think if you're fair-minded, I can show you that you're making a mistake. Now answer me. Do you object to working 7 days a week?
Definitely.
And I suppose you object to putting in 15 hours a day.
Very definitely.
I suppose you also object to not being paid no salary.
Extremely definitely.
Eddie, I'm afraid you didn't enter this discussion with an open mind. Don't you realize there's more important things than money?
Yeah, but they all cost money. Look, Mr. Archie, now I'd like to have a salary. I just can't get along on the tips I collect.
Now don't hear me that, Eddie. I've seen nights when you walked out of here with enough quarters to choke a horse.
Or kill him with lead poisoning. Mr. Arch, I just can't do it. In addition to the tips, I think I ought to have $1 a week salary.
How does 35 cents hit you?
It don't even muff my hair.
All right, then go ahead and quit. But it's hard to think that you take this attitude toward a man who's been your friend. Almost your brother. Through thick and thin. Laughter and tears.
Be sure to listen to Stella Dallas at the same time tomorrow.
Okay, go ahead. Stop that friendship.
Hello, Eddie.
Finnegan,
what is your opinion of a man that bites the hand that feeds him?
Well, some people will eat anything. Why, what's your trouble?
It's Eddie here. He wants to get paid more money.
Money? Eddie, my boy, money is nothing. You know what I always say?
What?
Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home.
What's that got to do with money?
Well, we owe 6 months' rent.
Thanks, Finnegan. You're a big help. Now, look, Eddie. I think you're confused about this whole thing. What you need is a real nice vacation. Tell you what you do.
What?
Take the rest of the day off.
That would only add to the confusion. I wouldn't know what to do with a day off.
Well, what did you do on your last day off?
Went up to Boston. They were having a tea party.
I can see you're in the wrong mood. Why don't you go out and breathe some nice, clean air, and maybe you'll change your mind, huh?
That might help. Okay, see you later.
Yeah, look, Archie, I don't like to seem a ghoul, but have you got any ideas where I could get a job?
A job for you? I don't know. Have you tried Ripley? What do you want with a job?
Oh, I gotta get away from home, Arch. I just can't stand that fighting.
Your mother and father again, huh?
Yeah.
What do they fight about?
Oh, the simplest things. Take this morning. It all started about the new silver coffee pot.
Coffee pot?
Yeah, my mother hit my father over the head with it.
Well, why did she have to use the silver coffee pot?
Because it was their 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh. Do they fight all the time like that?
Oh, yeah. Fight. Except once every week they quit for half an hour.
How's that?
They stopped to listen to Mr. Anthony.
Well, ain't there nothing you can do to stop them?
So I tried to. This morning I said, Mom and Papa, why do you fight like this? Why, when you have so much to be thankful for?
Then?
They took a look at me and started swinging again.
Well, much not be kind of tough at that, Finnegan. Having to watch your mother hit your father with a coffee pot every morning.
Well, it don't bother me too much. You see, I'm a tea drinker myself. But that's why I'd like to get a job, Bart, to get away from it all.
Well, I'll tell you how you can pick up a fast nickel, Finnegan.
A nickel? How?
Well, I want you to go over to Grogan's across the street.
Yeah?
Make sure they don't notice.
Yeah,
And if you see Eddie the waiter talking to Grogan, come right back and let me know.
Oh, boy. I'll be like a G-man.
Yeah, Goon. Okay. Now hurry back.
Oh, well, hello, Archie.
Hello, Miss Duffy.
Archie, how do you like my new hat?
Oh, lovely. How often do you have to order it?
Don't be silly. These flowers are artificial.
Oh, I see.
Only the fruit is real.
Look, why do dames' hats have to have everything on them, including the kitchen stove?
Because they serve a very important function. When you pass a woman on the street, what's the first thing you look at?
Miss Duffy. Believe I stick to hats.
Anyway, you should be talking about clothes, the way you dress.
What's wrong with the way I dress? My clothes fit perfectly.
Yeah, but who?
Look, I got no time to be standing here brandying insults. I got enough to worry about.
What have you got to worry about?
Eddie, the waiter, he's thinking about quitting. And because he can't pry a measly $1 a week salary out of that nickel-nursing old man of yours.
Huh. A fine way to talk about Papa after all he's done for you.
What's he done?
He got you started, gave you responsibility, took you into his confidence, taught you the inside workings of the business.
Miss Duffy, I do not consider helping your father polish up pennies to be passed off as dimes a junior partnership. Believe me, I owe that guy nothing. When I think of what I could have been if I hadn't come to work here 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It happens that the very morning of the day that he hired me, I turned down a splendid opportunity to go on release. And from there on, who knows?
Hey, Art, come here.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Duffy. What is it, Finnegan?
G-man reporting.
Oh, yes, G. Now, what's the dope? I mean, outside of you.
Just a second. Are we alone?
Yeah.
Well, who's that standing beside you?
That's you.
Can I be trusted?
We'll have to take a chance. Whatever happened over at Grogan?
You was right, Art. He was working over there.
Are you sure?
Yep.
What was he doing?
He was in the kitchen cutting down the paper plates to make the meals look bigger.
Dirty rat. Not only does he leave us, but he gives away our trade secrets. Dirty traitor. That's Benedictine. Anyway, guess I just better call up the employment agency and hire a new waiter. Hello? Bowery Bum Personnel Service? This is Duffy's Tavern. What have you got in a waiter? Well, I'd like to get a man who can handle both a la carte and cuisine. The hours from 7 to 3. That's 7 a.m., of course. Huh? No, the 3 is a.m., too. Dinner jacket? Well, yes, and it would be a good idea if he wore one for breakfast and supper, too. The salary, $35 a week in tips. Okay, send him right down. letter reads, My dear Mr. Grogan, this is to inform you that you are a low rodent-type rat, for stealing Eddie the waiter. It is such people as you that cause ill feeling between labor and management by offering a living wage. In closing, you are nothing but a crook, a swindler, and an all-around crump. I remain the same. Signed, Archie. P.S.
Say, Art.
Oh, what is it, Sonny?
I told you I was looking for a job, and you go out and hire a strange waiter. What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with you? Finnegan, pull up a chair. It's going to take a little time. In the first place, you don't know how to write. How could you write down the people's orders?
Oh, I can make X's. 1 X for salad, 2 X's for soup, 3 X's for meat and coffee.
3 X's for both meat and coffee. How would you know which was which?
Simple. If you have to cut it with a knife, it's me. Look, why don't you at least try me out?
All right, I'll try you out. Now, I'm a customer sitting down here at a table. What do you do first?
I tuck the napkin under your chin.
Well, yes, that's correct as far as it goes. But what do you do if I ain't wearing a collar?
Well, if you ain't wearing a collar, what do you need a napkin for?
Then again, one uses a napkin irregardless of whether he is attired in a collar or not. That's considered good form. As a waiter, you must not forget Emily Pope.
Well, you didn't tell me you came in with a dame.
Finnegan, I would suggest that you try Ripley again, or with your hat off this time. Now, I gotta go finish this letter to Grogan. P.S. In addition to the above, Grogan, you are the gruesomest man I have ever seen.
Hiya, Bud.
Grogan, you are one of the gruesomest. Now, what can I do for you, Dimple?
I was sent here by the employment agency.
Well, if you'll pardon me, you don't look much like a waiter.
Too pretty, huh? Well, when do I start to work?
Well, just a second. I got to interview you. I got to fill out this form. Now, name?
Rosenblum.
Born?
Yeah.
I've heard that one 1,000,000 times, and this is the first time I ever doubted it. Now, what education did you have? Did you go to high school?
Does that come before or after college?
Let's skip it.
I think I did. Well, any other questions?
Yeah. How long have you been a waiter?
How long? Well, what time did you call the agency?
Now, wait a minute. Where did you ever work?
Oh, Madison Square Garden, the Legion Stadium, the St. Nicholas Arena.
Hey, just a second. Rosenblum. You ain't Maxie Rosenblum, the fighter.
Yeah.
Holy cat, I didn't recognize you standing up. I've seen you fight a dozen times. I remember the night you fought King Levinsky. He really knocked your brains out that night, didn't he?
That's a great fight.
Yeah. And I was there the night that Mickey Walker flattened you with that right hook in the first round.
I was hot that night.
You never did fight Joe Louis, did you?
Nah, he was too cowardly.
Joe Louis cowardly?
Yeah, he was scared he'd kill me.
Look, Maxie, how come you gave up fighting?
Well, I had trouble with my eyes.
Oh, trouble with your eyes, huh?
Yeah, after the second round, I always seemed to be looking up at me opponent.
That's your opponent. Well, maybe you're just as well off. You know, it's a pretty tough game, that fight game. I used to be in it myself, you know.
You, a pugilist?
Oh, certainly. I've jiggled around quite a bit. Look at that wrist. Feel that bicuspid. No, that ain't chopped liver.
It ain't muscles.
Well, muscles ain't everything. You see, I was very clever, very scientific. I used to slither around that ring like an eel. In fact, they used to call me the ringworm.
That I believe.
Hey. Oh, sure. I used to have this terrific corkscrew punch that I invented. You know, I'd start it right above me right knee. Then I'd twist my wrist and turn my body at the same time, you know, putting plenty of shoulder into it.
Sounds great.
Yeah, but, you know, like every great punch, it had a flaw. The recoil used to knock me flat on the face.
Hey, I wonder if I had a corkscrew punch and didn't know it.
Probably. But, Maxie, what's this about you working here as a waiter? Don't it feel strange to you after being in the ring so long to be walking around serving drinks?
Nah, I feel right at home. Between rounds, I go to a neutral corner. Oh, by the way, Archie, who's the bimbo over there?
Oh, I'll introduce you. Miss Duffy, this is Maxie Rosenblum, the fighter.
Oh, really? You know, Mr. Rosenblum, if it wasn't for that broken nose and those cauliflower ears, I'd never know you were a fighter.
Hey, this dame is crazy about me. Look, sister, why don't you stick around and help me lux out a few ball rags, huh?
I see what you mean about the eye trouble, Maxie. Okay, you're hired.
Well, what's the salary?
$35 a week in tips, plus 50 cents a round for ejaculating drunk.
$35 a week? Okay, I'll take it. Now, look, before I start, there's one thing I want misunderstood. Anybody says anything I don't like around here gets a punch in the nose. You understand that?
Oh, natural.
And that includes you, ringworm. Well, I'll see you later.
Hello, Duffy. Huh? Yeah, the new waiter's here. Well, at the moment, he's sitting around with the customers. Now, don't fly into a transom, Duffy. You've got to get acquainted with the customers. Well, when closing time comes, you don't want them to be carrying out perfect strangers, do you? Okay.
Oh, Archie, I'm afraid we'll have to get rid of that Flapsy Maxie.
What's the matter?
A customer just spilled some soup, and Mr. Rosenblum is mopping it up.
Well, what's wrong with that?
He's using the customer for a mop.
Hey, Arch, what's with that new waiter?
What's the matter?
I just asked him a simple question, and he punched me right in the nose.
What was the question?
I just asked him, how's the cauliflower?
Well, I can see I'll have to take care of this guy. Hey, Maxie.
What do you want now?
Look, didn't them 5 guys you just served 5 beers to just leave?
Yeah, they left. Well, what about it?
Where is the 2 bits for the 5 beers?
They didn't pay me for them. They just left my tip.
How much was the tip?
The tip's 2 bits. You want to make something about it?
Well, no, I was just thinking what generous guys they were.
Okay, now, look, I'm in the middle of eating. Don't bother me again.
I'm afraid I have hired a playboy.
Hi, Miss Archie.
Oh, Eddie. So the Portugal son has returned. I should think you'd be ashamed to walk into this place.
Well, a fella can get used to anything in 5 years.
So you turned turncoat on us and went over to work for Grogan, huh?
I ain't working for Grogan.
Eddie, don't add perjury to injury.
I'm telling the truth. You gave me the day off, so I just worked over there for a couple of hours, that's all.
You mean you're still working for us?
Yeah, Miss Archie, I guess I still got a soft spot in my head for the old place.
Well, I appreciate it, Eddie. And you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to give you that $1 a week, even if I have to take it out of my own salary. And if I know Duffy, I probably will.
No, Mr. Archie, see, I don't like to...
Oh, don't worry about it. It just means it puts me in a lower income tax bracket. Besides, I do something for you, Eddie. Maybe you'll do something for me.
What?
Well, you see, we hired a new waiter while you was gone. That big guy over there with the cauliflower ears. So as I say, I do something for you, you do something for me. I want you to go over there and fire that guy.
Miss Archie, I appreciate that $1 a week, but I'd rather not have it paid to my estate.
Wait a minute. You mean you're afraid of him?
Me? Well, no, it's just that you hired him, and I think you're the logical man to fire him.
Eddie, don't you want to get no executive experience?
Yeah, but I'd rather climb the hard way, live and learn.
Okay, then, I'll do it myself. Hey, Maxie.
What is it now?
Maxie, I'm sorry to say that a situation has arose. Eddie, who worked here first, is back with us, which naturally leaves you with very little seniority to fall back on.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me I'm fired?
Well, frankly,
You know what happened to the last guy that fired me?
No.
Neither does he.
Now, look, Maxie, leave us not make a scene. You know what I'm driving at. Why don't you just turn in your bar rag and leave quietly?
Well, what about the week's salary?
Well, you only been here 20 minutes.
What?
Okay, we'll pay you full week's salary. Let's see. Here, 20, 25, 30, 35. Hey, Max, 35 cents.
35 what?
35 cents. What did you expect, the blooms? And if you don't mind, I'd like a receipt.
Oh, you'd like a receipt, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, here. I'll give you one.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, headed to acting manager ticket. Miss Archer, he just went out. Yeah, for about 10 moments.
It's Friday night, so we take you now to Duffy's Tavern, starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner. Duffy's Tavern is brought to you by Bristol Myers, makers of Vitalis and Minute Rub, two products that will pay you to remember. Minute Rub, modern chest rub, Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Minute Rub, Vitalis.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern. What do you eat? Meat to eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Hello, Duffy. Merry Christmas to you. By the way, we got 2 more Christmas cards tonight. Well, one from Colucci, the fruit peddler. Yeah, very pretty card, too. It's got his coat of arms. 2 crossed bananas with a tomato rampant in the background. Yeah, and the other one's from Cavendish, the Undertaker. Yeah, it says, wishing you a joyous and Merry Christmas and a short but Happy New Year. P.S. Drop in and see our new Christmas wrappings. Yeah, you ought to be here, Duffy. Already the joint is reeking with Christmassy odor. Yeah, we're even putting on a show tonight, the Christmas Carol. What's an old play by Charles Dickens? Dickens. As in, go too deep. Yeah, well, the guy's a very famous writer, Duffy. He wrote David Copperfield, the Picnic Papers. That other one about the dame, you know, Oliver's Twist. Well, look, Duffy, I'm busy now. I got to rewrite the Christmas Carol. Yeah, well, I got to fix it up, you know. Some of the grammar is a little old-fashioned. I'll call you back, Duffy. Merry Christmas. Okay. Hey, Eddie.
Yes?
Look, it's Christmas. Why do you say we kind of infest the joint with a little Christmas flavor? Leave us put some mistletoes around and some holly wreaths, huh?
Oh, we've practically got a holly wreath already. The customers at the bar is turning red, and the ones that just finished eating are turning green.
Eddie, will you cut out the whiz me? I'm serious. Now, what could we do to make the joint a little more Christmassy?
We could get a nice snow effect by whitewashing the sawdust.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sure, and I could trot around under the table with a little cask of brandy tied around my neck.
Yeah, that'd be cute, like one of them St. Bernstein dogs. Good old Christmas. By the way, I wonder what Duffy is going to give us for Christmas this year.
Yeah, I wonder. Hey, you know, I kind of got my heart set on the Hope Diamond.
You hope. What did he give you last year again?
Monogrammed dustpan.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. It makes a nice set with the monogrammed broom he gave me the year before.
Now, look, Eddie, don't be bitter. After all, Duffy ain't really such a bad guy.
No, he ain't such a bad guy.
No.
Well, so long. This is where I get off.
Eddie, you're bitter. Remember that Christmas dinner he gave us last year? The celery and the chestnuts and the cranberries.
And the cover charge?
He was kidding. That big whole roast pig with the apple in its mouth. Hello, Finnegan. Where's the apple?
What apple?
Skip, it's just a little picture you happen to conjure into my mind. Anyways, Merry Christmas to you, Finnegan.
Merry Christmas to you, Arch. By the way, that brings up a subject.
What?
Arch, I'd like to ask you a question.
What's the question?
Well, Arch, promise me you'll tell me the truth.
I promise.
Okay. Arch, is there a Santa Claus?
Well, bless your heart, Finnegan. What brought this on?
I was over to Macy's this morning, and on the 5th floor there was a tall, skinny Santa Claus, and I get down to the 3rd floor, and there's a short, fat Santa Claus. Frankly, Arch, I'm beginning to smell a rat. Now, tell me, will you?
Look, I don't want to be no stool pigeon. I'd rather you'd ask somebody else.
So, well, who am I going to ask, Arch? You asked me little brother Wilford, and he says there ain't no Santa Claus, but what does he know? me a child.
Look, you put me in a very bad position.
Well, you gotta tell me, Arch. I'm old enough to know. And I'm gonna find out sooner or later anyway.
Finnegan, please, I'd rather that somebody else.
Oh, come on, Arch. You told me about the stork, didn't you? Believe me, this is important to me.
Well, why? Why is it so important?
Well, I ain't smart enough to keep a job. I can't read. I can't write. I don't like girls. If there's no Santa Claus, what have I got to live for?
Well, okay, Finnegan, you asked for it. You see, this Santa Claus thing started, you see, there's the birds and the bees and the flowers.
Yeah.
And, Finnegan, turn your eyes the other way, will you? That's better. Now you asked me if there's a Santa Claus. So prepare yourself, Finnegan.
Go ahead, Arch. I can take it.
Finnegan, there is no...
Arch!
No truth to the rumor that there is no Santa Claus. There is a Santa Claus.
Oh, boy, what a load off in me mind. Santa Claus, did you come in?
These are adults. Hello? Oh, just a second. Eddie, it's your girlfriend, Sonia Jones.
Oh, my. The first official sign of Christmas. Hello. Oh, hello, Sonia. And Merry Christmas. Huh? Sure, I love you, sugar. What you doing? Is you alone, baby? Now, ain't that a man's voice out here? Or you're listening to the news on the radio? I just saw you. How long has Gable Heater been calling you honey? No, I'm just suspicious. Yeah, baby. I know I'm always in your heart. Yeah. But, honey, who's that that's always in your apartment? Well, Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. By the way, extend the season's greetings to Gable Heater for me. Yeah, that's bad news tonight.
Look, Eddie, why do you let that Sonia kick you around like this? What are you, man or you mouse?
Pass the cheese.
Say, Archie.
Oh, hello, Miss Duffy. Hey, what's the matter with you today?
Why?
Well, you look even more battered than usual.
Yeah, and that's just the way I feel. Gee, Archie, those department stores are terrible. You try to get near a counter and you take your life in your hands. They push you around, tear your stockings, step on your toes, gouge your eyes out.
Well, what were you trying to buy?
Nothing, I was just browsing.
Well, that starts our conversation this evening on a nice idiotic basis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, I hear you're going to put on a Christmas show tonight.
Yes.
Well, needless to say, you'll want me to sing.
On the contrary, equally needless. You and that foghorn falsetto. That off-coloratura. You are not going
Now,
to...
listen here, you big dope.
Look, Miss Duffy, leave us not fight tonight. It's the Christmas season, and I'm in too good a mood. In fact, I'm so happy, I'd like to kiss you. Blindfolded, of course. Okay, you can sing in the show. Mr. Melnick.
Yeah?
Look, we're going to need some Christmassy background music for the show tonight. Are you equipped?
We're loaded, Jackson.
In what way, Phil? How are you loaded?
I got a kid named Robert Maxwell that's murder on this Christmas stuff. A harp player.
Harp player, huh? Good idea, Duffy. I love it. It's his native music. Okay, we'll put the kid in the show.
Say, Archie.
Yes, Mr. Miller?
Can you use me in the Christmas show?
Well, yeah, maybe you could announce it. Give me a sample, for instance. What would you say?
Well, I don't know. Maybe something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, Duffy's Tavern takes great pleasure in presenting its Christmas show, starring that famous hair grooming preparation, Vitalis.
Very good. Very good. Then I suppose you had in mind a ballet, maybe, where four men with tight, dry scalps dance around a bottle of Vitalis? While the band plays Hair, the gang's all here?
Well, no, Archie. The orchestra would play Here, Here, Vitalis is Almost Here.
Very sharp. Pull up your podium and pray continue.
Well, yeah, pretty soon now, Vitalis will be back. Back to keep your dry, unruly hair well groomed. And without that plastered-down patent leather shine. Yes, pretty soon you'll be able to use Vitalis and the 60-second workout to loosen your tight, dry scalp, rout loose dandruff, and help prevent excessive falling hair. Shortages will soon be relieved. And then you'll be able to get original, genuine Vitalis, the hair grooming preparation that's been the standby of so many men for so long.
Okay, Eddie, we're all set. Now give me that bung starter. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, each year we present our Centennial Christmas show. Now, that moment has just become right. So, I want you all to enjoy the show. Applaud when you like. Be merry. Have laughs. In other words, feel free to vent your spleen in any way you wish. So, without no further ado, leave us on with the show. Carry on, Mr. Miller.
Thank you. Duffy's Tavern brings you Christmas music. Christmas drama.
But Santa Claus, suppose my husband comes home and finds you here.
Christmas humor.
Do you think we will have a white Christmas, darling?
Well, it will if it don't rain, dear. And now on with the show. For our first act this evening, we give you that beloved little entertainer, your waiter and mine, Eddie Green. To know him is to tip him. Take it, Eddie.
You better watch out. Better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming on down to Harlem Town. Oh, my. And you got to find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming with his bag full of jive, Mr. 5x5. Sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows how good you've been. So if you meet him face to face, say, solid old man, give me some skin. He's got no reindeer, they ain't got no sled, but he's on his way, and he's coming instead on the actors of the fever and the Santa Bay.
Thank you very much, Eddie Green. Now, for our next act, we reach into our Christmas grab bag, and what do we pull out? None other than Mr. Robert Maxwell's The World's Greatest Harvest. Okay, Robert, take us on a Miller side with a reach-beat hubcap and send us solid with that old riff-raff sad sack, Chip. Okay, take it away, Robert Maxwell. Huh? Well, Duffy, you gotta give the guy credit. He plays the thing with his bare hands. What? Mrs. Duffy says she would like to have a little more Christmas schmaltz, huh? Okay, boy. Look, Matty, can the kid jive out a little more dig beat with a rip on the schmaltz side? What? Oh, I see him talking to a square. Duffy says he would like something a little more befitting to the occasion of the season.
Well, how about White Christmas?
Okay, let him chop it away in a gut bucket. Incidentally, if that thing ever has any little ukuleles, name one after me. Now, to continue our cruise down Santa Claus Lane, we next hear from that great singing duet, Clifton Finnegan and Miss Duffy. Better known as half a wit and a near miss. This is 3rd Avenue's answer to the atomic bomb. Okay, take it away.
Sleigh bells ring.
Are you listening? Are you listening?
You sounded like Jeanette MacDonald with a half Nelson on Eddie. And now, we have a surprise act for you. Mr. Marvin Miller, our genial master of ceremonies, will beleaguer us with a poem. Go right ahead, Mr. Miller.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the nation, people had chest colds and that stuffed-up sensation.
Just a second. Wait a minute. I think I can finish that for you. With his sleigh full of minute rub over housetops and spires came Santa Claus shouting, "On, Bristol, on, Myers." Okay, Mr. Miller, you may now lapse into prose, if you please.
Well, just to say that Minute Rub, a really modern chest rub, is wonderful to help relieve that uncomfortable cold misery. All you do is rub Minute Rub on your throat, chest, and back, and in a minute, Minute Rub gets to work and starts to relieve that clogged up feeling in the nose and throat. Starts to bring a feeling of warmth to those tight, sore chest muscles. And because Minute Rub is greaseless and stainless, it can't stain clothes or bed linens. So get a jar of Minute Rub and get relief from annoying cold misery the modern way, the greaseless, stainless Minute Rub way.
Mr. Miller, you may now announce the big piece of resistance.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present The Christmas Carol, written by the Dickens boys, Charles and Archie. As our scene opens, we find Ebenezer Scrooge, played by Archie, preparing to go to bed in his miserable little room on Piccadilly Square. All England is agog with Yuletime spirit. But for miserable old Ebenezer Scrooge, there is no Christmas. At the moment, we find him in an ugly mood, writing in his diary.
Dear diary, had a pleasant day today. Bankrupted 3 widows, foreclosed 12 mortgages, and drove 9 families out into the snow. Barefooty, of course.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, sire.
Oh, it is my butler, Godfrey. What do you want, my man Godfrey?
It's getting mighty cold in here. Do you think we can afford to throw another twig on the fire?
Heavens to Betsy, man, you threw one on last Friday. You think these twigs grow on trees?
I know, but it's getting cold in here. There's icicles on the window.
So what, ain't you never seen icicles on a window before?
Not on the inside, sire. Oh, before I forget, the widow Scratchit called this morning.
Scratchit. Is, she the widow of Willie Scratchit? I mean, Willie Scratchit?
Yeah. She's the one you work to death squeezing limes in your lime house. She said you promised to pay her a pension of 2 pence a week.
Well, get rid of it, Godfrey. If I have to go around paying 2 pence a week to every widow in Wessex, I wouldn't have a pair of pence to me name. Besides, it ain't my fault that husband of hers didn't save nothing out of what I gave him every week.
But, sire, how much can one save out of 10 lashes a week?
Bah, humbug.
But the widow's downstairs starving, sire. Can't we at least give her a piece of bread?
Oh, leave her starve. And poor people is all alike.
Greedy, huh, boss?
Yeah. Give them bread today, and tomorrow they're back asking for water.
Yeah, but, sire, this is Christmas.
Christmas, how I hate it. Christmas trees, presents, happy people, goodwill. I hate Christmas.
Yeah, but why do you feel this way, sire?
I'll tell you why, Knave. Because I am a black-hearted, tight-fisted, bitter, stingy old skinflint. Oh, Duffy, not you, me. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, Godfrey. I think I shall hie me hence to bed.
Very good, sire.
That's sire. Yes, Godfrey. I've done a hard day's dirty work today. It'll feel good to crawl in between them nice, clean sheets of newspaper. Well, good night, my man Godfrey.
Good night, sire.
Don't forget to blow out the twig.
Yes, sire.
Not so hard, you fool. That twig's got to last us all day tomorrow.
Sorry, sire.
Now to close one eye and get some sleep. Yeah, got a big day tomorrow. Got to sprinkle banana peels on the front steps of the old lady's home. Got to remember to get them chimes made softer. No sense in letting the neighbors hear the time for nothing.
Ebenezer Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, wake up.
Who's calling me? Who are you?
I am the spirit of Christmas.
Bah, humbug.
I have come to show you the suffering that your stinginess is causing. I'm going to take you to the house of the widow Scratchit. The next voice you hear will be that of the widow scratching herself.
Oh, Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim.
Coming, Mother.
Close the door, Tim. The flies are coming in, and we haven't got enough to eat ourselves.
Mommy, I am weak with hunger.
I know it, my poor boy.
Ain't we got nothing in the house? Even a crusted swieback?
Not even a herring. Tim, land sakes, the floor is cold. Where are your shoes? Come on, son, speak up. Where are your shoes? Tim, stop picking that leather out of your teeth and tell me, where are your shoes? Oh, Tim, you didn't eat them.
Of course I did, Mama. I am only a little tot. My body must have nourishment. Mama, why is Ebenezer Scrooge so wicked?
Oh, he isn't really wicked, son. He's just socially maladjusted. He hates to part with a buck.
Oh, yeah? Well, I still say it's wicked of him to starve a nice little boy like me to death.
Did you hear that, Ebenezer Scrooge? You have caused all this suffering with your stinginess.
Spirit, you got me dead to rights. All of a sudden, I behold how low I have sank.
Well, Ebenezer, what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to give 50,000 pounds to Tiny Tim and Mrs. Scratchit. And the rest of my money, I will give to nothing but orphan asylums. Every one of them, from Essex to Wessex, from Wessex to Sussex, and as far north as Norsex. And I want to thank you, Spirit of Christmas. You have lighted up the way for me. You have learned me that it is better to give than to receive. Hello? Mrs. Duffy? Huh? He's over in the corner crying like a baby? Oh, get him over to the phone. We'll try to cheer him up. Come on, let's see. Sing him a song, huh?
Yeah.
Hello, Duffy. Well, stop crying, will you? Well, I know, and we love you, too, but Christmas ain't supposed to be sad, Duffy. Cheer up. It's Christmas is supposed to be gay. It's holly wreaths and Santa Claus and Prancer and Dancer and Dunder and Pilsner and... and Jingle Bells, Duffy.
Jingle bells,
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one-horse open sleigh. Just a second. Hey, does that make you feel better, Duffy? Huh? What a softy. He's crying harder than ever.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at this same time next Friday night. In the meantime, if you have a cold, remember Minute Rub. And for well-groomed hair, remember Vitalis. Did you know this? The Egyptians of long ago shaved themselves with seashells. Yes, and shell razors must have been mighty hard on a man's face. Of course, even today with the most modern razors, shaving can still be painful for men with tender faces. But now there's Ingram shaving cream. That rich Ingram lather helps condition your face for the razor. You enjoy cool, soothing shaves. Better try Ingram yourself. Remember, comfort means coolness. Coolness means Ingram. I-N-G-R-A-M. Ingram, the cooler shaving cream.
The hand lotion with the beforehand extra and Vitalis for well-groomed hair bring you Duffy's Tavern with our guest tonight, Mickey Rooney, and starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner. Here's the proven way to keep your hair well-groomed. The way successful men in both sports and business keep their hair looking its very best. It's Vitalis and the 60-second workout. See how the Vitalis workout helps your hair, helps stimulate your scalp. See how it prevents dryness, routs loose dandruff, and helps check excessive falling hair. And see how Vitalis keeps your hair handsome and healthy looking with never a trace of a greasy patent leather shine. For there's not a single drop of mineral oil in Vitalis. So try Vitalis and the 60-second workout. You'll like it, and you'll like what it does for the looks of your hair.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where you eat meat to eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Tonight, Mickey Rooney. Yeah, that's the guy. Short, freckled, blonde hair, pug nose. Sort of a Van Johnson at half-mast. Yeah, a little bit of a guy. And in fact, they tell me when two grasshoppers meet, one says to the other, I ain't seen you since you was knee-high to Mickey Rooney. That's right. His size is a bit of a problem, too, you know, especially in Hollywood. Well, you know, he's too short to be a lover and too tall to be a producer. He's coming down to the tavern tonight to star in a new television show I'm writing. Television, Duffy, you know, TV, or, as they call it in the trade, voodoo. Huh? Well, Duffy, let me put it this way. You know the saying, vaudeville is dead? Well, television is where you watch the funeral. Yeah. Well, I think, Duffy, I think Rooney should be great for television. Well, sure, you know, they got them little 7-inch screens. He's a natural. Well, look, Duffy, I'm busy now. I'll call you back.
Hey, Archie, what's this about you writing a television program?
That's right, Miss Duffy. I'm going to get into television while it's still in its infancy.
What are you trying to do, stun its growth? Besides, what do you know about writing television?
What's to know? I wrote radio plays. Television is exactly the same, except you dub in the faces.
Well, if you take my advice, you'll forget television and stay right here where you got a steady job and a security of $15 every week.
You call that security, Miss Duffy? I've had me back to the wall so long, the handwriting is on me. Now, look, Miss Duffy,
hello, Miss Duffy.
Oh, hey, did you hear them?
Hey, did you hear that news?
There's no reason you shouldn't hear it twice. You read 2 newspapers, don't you?
Eddie, may I repeat?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Did you hear the news? Archie's writing for television.
Ain't they having enough trouble?
Look, don't laugh television off, Eddie. It's a big thing. And in fact, I often wonder how people ever got along without it.
I don't know. Just lucky, I guess.
Eddie, from the tone of your inference, I gather you don't like television.
Oh, it's all right while you're sitting at a bar watching it. Just that I don't like the after effects.
You mean the eye strain?
No, the hangover.
Yeah, you're right, Eddie. Speaking personally, I'll still take radio.
Radio? Miss Duffy, I see you're still living in the medieval ages. Why don't you get up to date and realize that the future always progresses the past? We've got to advance. A television is to radio what the caliper is to the old-fashioned slide rule.
But what does that mean?
With a thought that deep, one does not stop to analyze.
Well, tell me, deep one. Who's going to act in this show of yours?
Only Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney!
Now, look, play on. I need him for the show, and there ain't enough of them to go around. So both put out of here. I'd like to finish the script. Now, let's see. Act 2. Our hero enters. He's a man of the world. Handsome, dashing, debonair. An amused smile plays about his intelligent face. He speaks.
Hello, Finnegan.
What you doing?
I'm writing a play for TV.
That's nice. TV who?
It ain't a who, Finnegan. TV is slang for the idiom. In other words, well, what is it that people go into the living room for every night and turn out the lights and watch for hours?
The dame next door.
Look, I'm talking about a different kind of entertainment, television.
God. Uncle Louie's got one of them things.
Oh, yeah? You like to watch it?
Well, I can't make up my mind, Arch. I don't get to see much of it, thanks to me sister.
How come?
Well, Uncle Louie's set's got a 7-inch screen, and me sister's got a 12-inch head.
Well, in that case, why don't you sit in front of your sister?
That's where me Uncle Horace sits.
Well, if he's sitting in front of her, how can she see?
Well, she can see. You know Uncle Horace.
Oh, yeah, the one with the hole in his head.
Yeah. He thinks television is wonderful. By the way, what's this television show that you're writing on?
Well, it's sort of a soap opera.
I wish you wouldn't use that word.
Opera?
No, soap. Every time I mention that word around the house, my old man washes me mouth out with dirt.
Well, I'll tell you what. To make your old man happy, I'll change it. I'll write a dirt opera, Finnegan.
Hi, Arch.
Well, Joe Moran. Hey, Joe, you're a radio guy. What do you think of television?
I don't know. I don't drink.
I think I'll send that to Fred Allen. But I asked you a question.
Well, frankly, Arch, I think television is going to kill the motion picture business.
I thought the motion pictures did that themselves.
That's very, very funny. Mind if I send that to Fred Allen?
Where do you think I got it? Well, anyway, when I'm driving that, Joe, you know, I'm writing a television show.
Oh? Well, when does it start?
Well, as soon as I find a sponsor.
A sponsor, huh?
Yeah, you know, a censor with money.
Well, any chance of a job in this show, Arch?
Acting?
Yeah.
Well, it could be, but would you mind first giving me an audition?
Oh, not at all.
I'd like to make sure that you can run the gimlet of emotions. Now, leave me see you register, for instance, love. You know, like Charles Boyer.
Okay.
Toujours l'amour, Truchet. Hetty, come with me to the drugstore. I will shower you with Truchet, the creamy, fragrant hand lotion that keeps hands feeling smoother, looking lovelier.
This is the hottest lover since Lanny Ross. Look, Joe, try another one. See what you can do with sorrow.
Okay. Get a load of this.
Oh, please, don't take away my bottle of Truchet. What would I do without it? It's different from other hand lotions because it has a unique beforehand extra that protects hands from chapping.
Well, how's that for sorrow, Arch?
Pretty sorry performance. Would you like to try for fright?
Okay.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Joe.
As long as Truchet is on your hands, before you do dishes or go outdoors, they're guarded against chapping. Water chapping as well as weather chapping.
Well, Arch, how was that for fright?
Frightful.
Well, Arch, you mean my acting leaves something to be desired?
It leaves something, Joe, but it ain't to be desired. Hey, wait a minute. Excuse me, Joe. Eddie, look who just come in. Mickey Rooney.
What?
There, walking in under the swinging doors. Eddie, watch me flatter the guy. Well, Jerry Cooper. How are you, tall in the saddle?
Wait a minute. Just a minute, Arch. I'm Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney. Well, how time flies upwards. Tell me, Mick, what's new with you?
I don't know. I haven't read the gossip columns today.
Gotta send that to Fred Allen. Well, Mick, it certainly is good to have you down here to the tavern. Tell me, how come you never visited us before?
Well, up to now, Arch, my studio has been very strict with me.
Yeah, huh? What do you mean?
Well, my contract says I can't bail out of a plane, jump into a volcano, or go over Niagara Falls in a barrel, or be seen in Duffy's Tavern.
Think I'll send that one to Milton Berle. Tell me, Mickey, speaking of television, as we do in circles, is it true what they say in Hollywood?
What's that, Arch?
That the movie business is falling apart?
Arch, if things get any worse, the studios are going to produce the popcorn and hand out the pictures in the lobby. That's what.
Yeah. Things are pretty desperate out there in Hollywood, huh?
Desperate? Do you want to know a secret?
What?
Do you know what they're planning to do?
What?
Turn out good pictures.
No. Mick, they wouldn't dare.
It's the last resort.
Well, I guess what they say is true. There's no business in show business. But you're a trooper, Mick. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Incidentally, how did you ever start in show business anyhow?
Well, that goes back a long time, Arch. You see, when I was a baby, Mom and Dad wanted to find out what I was best suited for.
Uh-huh.
So right after I was born, they had the nurse give me a test.
Test, huh?
Yeah. On one side of me, she put a doctor's satchel, and on the other side, a lawyer's briefcase.
What did you reach for?
The nurse.
I see. So, they decided to make you an actor then, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I went into vaudeville with my mom and dad.
Yeah, huh? How old was you then?
2 years old.
2 years. Now, what'd you do before that?
Well, Arch, to tell the truth, I just loafed a little bit. But those were the days, good old vaudeville, the Chinese jugglers, the tightrope walkers, Weber and Fields.
Yeah, Gallagher and Sheen, Hammacher and Schlemmer. I used to love them acts. You know, I often wonder whatever happened to them corny old vaudeville jokes.
You really want to know?
Yeah.
I sent them to Fred Allen.
Sorry, I was just... Well, Edward G. Robinson.
And again, it's Mickey Rooney.
It's Edward G. Robinson.
I'm telling you, it's Mickey Rooney.
Okay, we'll ask him. Hey, bud, who are you?
Never mind who I am, see? I'm the fellow that asks the questions around here, see? This is my territory, see?
You're right, Arch. It's Mickey Rooney.
Hey, Mickey, there's an idea. Them dialects of yours, they're perfect for television.
Me, Arch, on television?
Well, certainly. You see, the way I figure it, them television audiences tired of wrestling and hockey. They're crying for something else to get tired of.
Well, tell me, what are you going to give them?
You. Now, how would you like to play the lead in a daytime soap opera?
How would you like a poke in the eye with a sharp stick?
Now, look, don't make no hasty decisions. There's room for good acting in television, you know. It's a medium where if anything is well done, it's rare.
You can send that one back to Pick and Pat, too.
Look, Mick, please, don't be jovial about this. You got your future to think of. You know, you've been around a long time now, and you ain't getting no taller, kid. Now, please, don't pass this up. Don't be a schmo, you know. There's a lot of room in television for tall, handsome, good-looking types like yourself.
That did it. The schmo must go on.
Well, Mickey, did you read me television script?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What'd you think of it?
It should happen to Butch Jenkins.
We're saving him for the Hardy family. Look, this thing just looks bad on paper. Where do you hear it? Now, leave us run through it. You see, in the first scene, you play a married man. By the way, you've been married, ain't you?
Arch, pound for pound, I'm the most married guy in Hollywood.
That'll help you handle a part. Now, you're the husband, and Finnegan is your rival.
Finnegan is the rival. I say, well, who finally wins the girl, Archie?
You do, the husband.
Who plays the girl?
You do.
I'll play the rival.
Look, Mitch, in television, they all look like that. Okay, we'll switch it around. You play the rival, Mickey. Now, places, everybody. Mr. Melnick, fanfare, please. Thank you. Okay. Now, Eddie, you exit from the left and read the opening announcement there.
Ladies and gentlemen, to those of you who are watching this television program at home, I say greetings. And to those of you who is watching it in bars, I say order a double. You'll need it.
Please, just read what's wrote there, will you?
Now I give you the director of our Voodoo Playhouse, Mr. Cecil B. DiArchi, our head villain. Hey, Boo.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Tonight we bring you another episode in the true life story of lovable old John and his pretty young wife, lovable old Mary. A story that asks the question, can two people in love find happiness? As our scene opens, John, a brilliant young banker, unexpectedly returns home from his office to find his wife, Mary, making love to the Iceman. A typical American family. As our story begins, we find lovable old Mary speaking to lovable old John.
What's the idea of coming home so early, you jerk?
Good evening, Mary. Mary, don't think me suspicious, but why is that derby hat hanging in the hallway?
I'm taking trombone lessons.
Well, what about them ice tongs on the couch?
Ice tongs? I borrowed them from a neighbor. I lost my eyebrow tweezers.
Mary, would you think me suspicious if I just asked one more question?
What is it?
What are you doing on the Iceman's lap?
John, you mean you put two and two together?
Yeah, and it adds up to 4.
I'm sorry, John, but I've loved him for years. Loved him, do you hear?
You mean all this time you've been cold to me? You've been warming up to the Iceman?
John, let's be civilized about this. Let's not make a scene of it, shan't we?
Mary, it's too late. We gotta have a showdown. Iceman, tell me, do you love Mary? I'm asking you. Speak now or forever hold my wife.
Mickey, that's your cue. Give out with a love scene like Clark Gable. Okay, Finnegan, give him the cue again.
Iceman, do you love my wife?
All right, you ask me. I'm going to tell you, sure, I love your wife. I love her, do you hear? That's the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be, brother.
Why, you cat! Take your cold hands off of her.
John, I'm afraid it's too late.
You mean?
His hands are no longer cold. I'm leaving you. See you here?
You might as well be a man about this, lovable John. I'm taking Mary away with me. Away, do you hear?
Lovable old Mary. Is this true?
Yes, lovable old John. This is the end.
The bitter?
The bitter.
Well, it had to happen to somebody. Good luck to you.
Well, so long, sucker. I hope there's no hard feelings.
Sucker, huh? Little does he know I didn't pay the ice bill.
Thank you. And now that Mary has run away with the Iceman, what will happen to John? Will he find new happiness with the refrigerator? Only time will tell. But first, a word from one of our sponsors.
Folks, as you know, we're celebrating National Eat a Plate of Rutabaga Week. For robust and vigorous health, try Colucci Rutabaga, the rutabaga with the pedigree. One single helping of Colucci Rutabagas contains more iron than the double bed spring. And it's twice as delicious. So remember, if it's iron that your system lacks, fill your stomach with rutabaga and listen to the clink. And above all, remember our sponsor's jingle. A. Avocado. B.
Boiled potatoes.
C.
Succotaceous. And D.
And folks, back to our smell-o-vision.
I'll ignore it. And now back to our story. The scene is 20 years later. Lovable old John has sank lower and lower. He has tried everything to forget. He's drifted from job to job. Western Union boy, song plugger, lighthouse keeper, general in a South American army. But all the time his mind was elsewhere. In desperation, he finally tried the want ads. And that was how John became a doctor. As luck would have it, Mary, in the meantime, had become a nurse. Our next scene is in the hospital. The head of this hospital is the famous Dr. Gillespie, played by Mickey Rooney. That's you.
I thought I was the Iceman.
We're short of actors. As our scene continues, there is a patient waiting on the operating table as Dr. Gillespie speaks.
Oh, see here, Nurse Mary. I want you to prepare this patient for surgery. Looks like it's going to be a very delicate operation.
Then only you can operate, Dr. Gillespie. You, with those skillful, highly trained, sensitive surgeon's hands. Will you do it?
No, hang it all. On my last operation, I seem to have sewed my fingers together.
Then who will operate?
I'll find out, nurse. Is there a doctor in the house? I say, is there a doctor in the house?
I am a doctor.
You are a doctor?
Yes. I am lovable old Dr. John. Nurse, have you got the scalpel?
Yes, doctor.
What does it read?
His temperature's down to 108.
108? That's pretty low. We better put him back in the sun. But first, let me look at the patient. Yay, Hossafats. It can't be.
Who?
My rival, the Iceman.
Yes, there was the Iceman on the operating table. Lovable old Dr. John's hated rival that had took his wife away. What should John do? What would you do? In Dr. John's trembling hand was a scalpel, sharp as a surgeon's knife. One tiny slip of this scalpel, and the operation might be a success. Dr. John moves slowly toward the operating table. He looks down at his helpless victim, his mind racing blindly. Slowly, he raises his scalpel. And then... But first, a word from our sponsor.
If you thinking on kicking the bucket, see Cabinet, the smiling undertaker. Ask him about his free trial plan. Only 20 easy payments. Folks, here's your chance to drop dead and save money. And remember our slogan, have a Cavendish funeral while you are still young enough to enjoy it. And now, back to our television play.
Thank you, Eddie Green. Scalpel poised in midair, Dr. John hesitates as he faces the most momentous decision of his life. He thinks of Mary and the Iceman, and words from the past streak up through his subunconsciousness.
I'm taking Mary away with me. Away, do you hear?
Yes, darling, I'm leaving you. Do you hear?
Dr. John, snap out of it. What's the matter, Doctor? Hearing voices?
Yeah, but don't worry. I hear them all the time.
Well, tell me, have you made up your mind, my boy? Will you operate?
Yes. Even though the Iceman is my hated rival, I'll still operate.
Scout fellow.
Doctor?
Yeah?
Shall I grill the instruments?
No, let's just fry him for a change.
Dr. John?
Yes?
Dr. John, we'd better hurry. The patient seems to have trouble with his breathing.
I'll soon put a stop to that. Quick, nurse. Quick, ether.
Ether.
Ah, that clears me head. Now, give some to the patient. Dr. Gillespie?
Yes.
Sponge.
Sponge.
Cotton.
Cotton.
Scissors.
Scissors.
Ouch.
Sorry.
Bandage.
Bandage.
It's a tense moment. Dr. John begins the operation. First, he sutures the hemostat. Then, his sensitive fingers working swiftly but carefully, he stitches a hole in the epidermis and skewers up the dorsal fin. Finally, Dr. John speaks.
Gentlemen, the patient will walk again.
You mean the operation was a success, my boy?
Yep, but I never seen a worse case of tonsils.
Oh, Dr. John, you're wonderful.
Well, I did. Wait. That voice. Nice. Take off that mask.
But I'm not wearing a mask.
Mary, it's you.
Men, the quickest way to discover something better is to try it. That's why I want you to try Benex Brushless Shave Cream. Benex is a new wonder shave with a sensational beard-softening formula that has brought better shaving to thousands of men.
Benex Brushless leaves your face feeling extra smooth and comfortable.
And Benex doesn't clog your razor or drain either.
But don't take our word for it. Just try Benex yourself. Get a tube at your nearest drug counter.
Or we'll send you a trial tube free. Write your name and address on a postcard and mail to Benex, B-E-N-E-X, Empire State Building, New York, 1, New York.
Remember, buy Benex Brushless. Or try it free by writing Benex, Empire State Building, New York. Hurry. Offer limited.
Mickey Rooney will soon be seen in Quicksand and appears by arrangement with Metro Goldwyn Mayer, producers of the Technicolor picture Little Women, starring June Allison, Peter Lawford, Margaret O'Brien.
NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.